Hello, I am Xarkun. This is World of Warships Legends. Today I've got a Capture the Base mode battle for you on the map Two Brothers, Dos Hermanos. We are in the legendary tier Japanese battleship Yamato, and I want to highlight an issue that I suppose you could call a bug as this game starts. Note the timer is ticking down, the battle has begun, and instantly, we are spotted right in our spawn. Not great. Obviously, that is an issue, and I'm not sure that I really have to specify why it's an issue, but it definitely is an issue. It's one that has affected me twice now in this ship. Once on this map, Two Brothers, and another time on Shards. So I wanted to point this out at the very beginning of the battle because it's significant, and I also want to make sure Wargaming sees this video so that they can take a look at this issue and see what they can do to fix it. Perhaps the solution is to move legendary spawns back a little bit further, or perhaps the solution might be to offer battleships a different choice of mod. A different choice of mod in the third mod slot. Perhaps concealment, rather than the guaranteed range of acquisition mod, or the RGA mod, whatever it's called, the only choice that every battleship except for the Rental Conqueror has always had for that mod slot in this game. Anyway, we've done kind of what we wanted to do, despite the fact that we were spotted and we were able to get away with it. And what we wanted to do was turn out. Range is a friend of ours on the Yamato, and this ship is quite accurate. It also has unrivaled hitting power compared to anything else it's going to face, except for other Yamatos, and there doesn't appear to be one of those there. Just this Richelieu, whose armor we're able to overmatch everywhere. 17k on that salvo. Another reason we don't really want to push out there, there's no spotting, really, on the blue team on this flank. We're just accompanied by a couple of cruisers and a couple of battleships. The single friendly destroyer we have on our team is on the other flank, and there's a couple ships over there that don't look like they're in a great position to support him should he come up against any opposition. On this side of the map, though, we clearly have a red destroyer, and so we don't really want to push out. But this Richelieu is about to die, and his teammates don't look like they are going to... or they don't look like they're in any hurry to show themselves, and why should they if they have a Yudachi out here spotting? Clearly, a Cleveland is parked behind that island out there, raining down an annoying golden shower of high explosive on my teammates. So I'm turning in. I see Yudachi torpedoes heading toward the friendly cruiser 10 kilometers away, which is good news for me because it means he is not trying to torpedo me. I'm probably quite far away. The friendly cruiser uses his radar to spot the Yudachi, and initially I'm thinking about shooting at the Bismarck or Cleveland, but then I think, no, best practices for playing battleships in World of Warships Legends say always shoot the destroyer, even if they are 14 kilometers away. You never know, we might hit them with one shell, and that's going to do at least 1,000 damage, which is significant. Turns out, RNG says we're not going to hit him with any shells whatsoever. But, you know, we come close, and had the random number generator been on our side, we might have actually tagged him with a shell. Bismarck right in front of us, giving flat broadside, apparently not concerned about the fact that a Yamato is able to shoot at him. So we send the salvo his way. We get some weird dispersion and shell grouping, to say the least. I should say, load into this battle with the intent of testing Arthas the Cold, the Warhammer collaboration commander, on the Yamato instead of my usual Takagi build. Although this game isn't so much about that, one thing to note about Arthas the Cold is that he doesn't have really any skills that affect accuracy, or improve accuracy, I should say. So sometimes the dispersion in the accuracy does leave a little bit to be desired when you've got him helming your ship. On the other hand, you can get an extra repair party consumable, which is nice. Bismarck, backing away behind this island, trying to get a lock on him, utilize the auto-aim feature a little bit. Not working out too well for us, but we are able to launch the shot his way. 12k, not quite as nice as we might have hoped. Cleveland High Explosive continues to rain down, this time on me, which is just fabulous. It's something I enjoy quite a bit. Trying to move my ship from side to side a little bit, perhaps throw off the Cleveland's aim, and minimize the amount of shells he actually lands on my ship's hull. Bismarck pulling up once more, another shot out at him. He seems to be trying to use this island as cover, and it's not working out. What is this? Widespread torpedoes? Don't any of you guys watch T-Bull? If only I had that, whatever sound that is he uses. Widespread torps, pretty easy to dodge from the Yudachi, who spotted right in front of me. I am admittedly taking a huge risk in pushing down this flank so aggressively, but it seems to me like the flank on the other side has essentially collapsed. We did lose our destroyer at some point earlier, and those battleships are just being backed up further and further into our base as the red ships on the other side can push forward, possibly without even being spotted, to, launch an attack on our base. So we're trying to do the same to the enemy base, maybe get them to turn around and try to come deal with us if we can manage to get there. Cleveland, juicy target. Yudachi, much more important. 4 kilometers away from us, we are not spotted because of his smoke screen, and with that salvo, we are able to remove the Yudachi. Now, there is still 1 destroyer left alive on the enemy team, which doesn't bode well for our chances, or at least I think it doesn't at this point in the battle. I think he's somewhere over on the other side of the map because we never do end up meeting him. But the next sequence here is quite interesting. I'm on fairly low health. All the enemies are focusing my teammate there, who is on even lower health than I am. And I am in the will to rebuild range, which is going to save me from damage from that fire, unless of course my teammate dies, which he promptly does. So using the final repair party, and we're going to let this fire burn out in case the Cleveland is able to get a shot on us. Now we've got a Vladivostok out here, sort of to our starboard side, and then a Massachusetts and a Cleveland off here to the port. We're not quite caught in a crossfire yet, but that could potentially develop. The Massachusetts secondaries begin to fire at us as the Vladivostok takes a shot, which is mostly ineffective, and that's fantastic news. Nothing so far has come of the secondaries of the Massachusetts, but then the Cleveland takes a shot, lights a fire, able to aim at his citadel very easily, and goodbye Cleveland. 2 citadels, devastating strike. First kill of the match, second kill of the match rather, and he is dead, bringing our damage total up to 124,000. It's clear now that the Massachusetts is beginning to push forward, and I realize that I may be a little bit too angled toward him. Exposing the cheek armor of the Yamato is not a recipe for success, so I turn in to point my bow his way, hit him not too hard with the AP, and I was hoping this island would stop my progress, which it does. The Vladivostok is now broadside in front of me, apparently unconcerned that I might shoot at him. He's shooting at my teammate. He is able to take out my teammate there, the Charles Martel, leaving me alone on this flank. And now we do punish the Vladivostok for sailing broadside, though not as harshly as I might have liked. Massachusetts, though. We see Charles Martel torpedoes heading the way of the Massachusetts, and of course he comes around the side of that island, possibly able to penetrate the cheek armor there, but he doesn't citadel me, so I'm still alive. Able to citadel him in return as he takes a Charles Martel torpedo, not enough to finish him off. I'm on 3,000 hit points. The rest of my teammates are clustered up in the base. I think they managed to kill the final enemy destroyer as he tried to take the base. So at least there's that. And hopefully we can take out this Massachusetts before we die. And in fact we can, as the Massachusetts shatters all of his shells on my bow armor. 194,000 damage done. And kind of hoping here on 313 hit points that we might be able to reload our guns and shoot the Vladivostok. Alas, it is not to be. The Vladivostok takes us down, and we finish the battle with 3 kills, 194,000 damage done, a devastating strike medal, the high caliber medal, and the Confederate medal. We're also ahead on points and ahead on ships. Our team doesn't actually have to do anything except survive in order to win this game, and that is mostly what they're going to do, although I do think it would be beneficial to cut toward the end of this game so that you can see, even as close as we are to winning, just how close we come to losing this game after a very scary moment. So let's cut to that right now. So as you can see, we have a friendly Yamato dressed as a British ship hugging the island here, along with a friendly Massachusetts shooting at an enemy Yamato who's on fairly low health. And the friendly Massachusetts, I think, right there, frankly, is lucky not to have been killed. And if he had been killed, then it wouldn't be good for our team. Take a look at the points situation on the board here. 505 to 419. A single blue ship, all of which are battleships being sunk, would put the enemy team ahead on points. And once again, the Massachusetts is not able to be taken down there by the enemy Yamato. But if he were able to take down that Massachusetts, there's a slight chance that the other remaining friendly Yamato would not be able to take him down, since there's less than a minute left to go in this game. And yet, the friendly Yamato pulls a very dangerous move. Exposing his cheek armor to the enemy Yamato, he gets away with it, but there's a Vladivostok there that has his broadside and smacks him pretty good. Luckily, it's not enough to kill him. Otherwise, this would have been a terrible loss after what I felt like was all my hard work. So I'm glad that it worked out in our favor. They take down the last red Yamato, and now there's nothing this Vladivostok can do. We've essentially won here. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And hopefully Wargaming will take a look at this instant spawn issue that I've identified here. Anyway, with all of that being said, we still came out top of the leaderboard despite our disadvantage at the beginning of this battle. And that's it for today. So I will see you next time, and goodbye.